Yeah, so Riot just dropped this new lane swap change. I think it's going to be coming out in the next patch or sometime soon, but I think right now it's like going to the PBE or something, and I'm really happy that it's finally coming. I think 99.9% of people are happy, and unfortunately, this is one of the situations where I think people let themselves get convinced by others too easily, because there has been some pushback and there's also like investment type pushback. So I'll explain. You have your favorite streamer, you have an opinion that Laneswaps suck and they're horrible. And then your favorite streamer or favorite pro player gaslights you into thinking that it's not. And then you're like, oh, well, I got to respect, uh, their level or whatever. And so I guess Laneswaps are actually good. But the thing is, like, when people are watching the game, like, most people are casual viewers. Like 99% of people that watch this shit, they're casual viewers. Maybe not the people that watch the league every day, but the people that watch playoffs, the people that watch MSI, the people that watch Worlds, 99% of those people are just casual viewers, casual players, right? And you hate to see, like, the highlight match of the day is like, oh my god, it's like the best two top laners going at it, and then you load into the game and like one of them's like laning versus no one, and the other one's laning like 3v1 on the other side. It's like it's not fun to watch. One of the most fun parts about League is the laning phase, which can also be the most unfun part, but getting that like isolated matchup and then once in a while the jungler comes, that's what makes it really fun. I also want people to understand that this is one of those investment type problems for like streamers and some commentators and some pro players. They have spent so much time and invested so much time and effort into laning all the intricacies of lane swaps and how this works exactly. What are the different types of lane swaps you can do? What are all the different strategies? What can you possibly trade? What if you do this? What if you do this other thing? What champions are good for lane swaps? What champions enable like a new strategy or a jungler that enables a new strategy in the lane swap? And so because they've invested so much time and effort into learning this, it feels really bad for Riot to just take it out. Because now it's like, well, all that time and effort you spent into learning the lane swap is just gone instantly. And so it's throwing out months or years worth of knowledge that might have given you the upper hand over your competitors, whether you're a player or a commentator or an analyst or coach. You might have had an advantage over your competitors because maybe you had better lane swap knowledge. So I just want people to keep in mind that this is a big factor while you hear some of these people be heavily against it. It's similar to like if I was invested in a company, I don't know, Apple for example, and then every product they release, even if it's the worst possible thing in existence, I'm gonna be like, yeah, yo, Apple's insane, just because I want my stock price to go up. Or how Java, for example, is the worst programming language in existence, but people will still chill it out because they spend so much time and effort learning it in school, because that's what they teach in schools. So they don't want to throw out years worth of knowledge. It's also because like banks and stuff have like large code bases that they don't want to update. Anyways, that's kind of besides the point, but I just want to illustrate the idea with some examples. Also, I want to point out that I don't really play League that much anymore. So like even as I'm showing you this change on the screen, I don't even know like exactly what it says or what it does. I don't even want to read it, honestly. But I could already tell from the first few lines, it's like it's one of those Nazi type changes that it's like really, really strict and it's supposed to like completely kill something from the game. And I think that's really good because some things just need to be killed from the game completely. And lane swaps have been like the top 3 most cancerous thing in the game that have haunted it for years, for a decade honestly, since it started. Gonna preface this one for the noobs. I hit Grandmaster seasons 14 through season 9, and I hit Challenger seasons 11, 10, and 9. This season I haven't played a single solo queue game, and my main roles are mid, then top. I also think there's a couple of Nazi rules that could be added to the game to kill off something and make the game like 10 times better instantly. The first one is, if you lock in an AD carry and you spend the first couple minutes of the game laning top lane, then you should receive a minus 100 to minus 200 gold penalty. Another one is that if you lock in Ignite and TP, you should start the game with 50 less gold. those two changes by themselves would make the game like 10 times more fun. And then this other one, it's like an old idea I haven't thought about too much, so there's probably going to be some flaws here, but I imagine these like invisible gates going around the mid lane, and anytime like a jungler ganks mid lane, they have to like pay like some gold to enter it, you know? So it makes the gank even more of a risk, you know, like, and it doesn't matter how much it is, but maybe you could put them around like every single lane or something, you know, like that way it makes it harder to camp a lane. I know like everyone's gonna say, oh, if you're going one side, you're already giving up the other. I understand. I'm not an idiot. Okay, like I understand. But that still doesn't mean that you won't have the jungler that just kind of AFKs in the jungler, and the enemy jungler won't be permanently like 2v1 in your lane. Especially top lane is horrible, right? But yeah, maybe you could have like these kind of like invisible gates around every lane. And then when a jungler enters it, they have to like pay a certain amount to enter it or to exit it. Something like that. And maybe it could just be small, you know, it could be like 50 gold, it could be 100, it could be different whether you enter, get out. It could be a certain like gold amount whether you like spend too much time inside of it. And obviously this would be a thing just for laning phase and just against the jungler. Or actually, I take it back, against supports too, because supports are like roaming all the time. So I don't know the specifics of this, right? So maybe you could make it against everyone, anyone that crosses it, their gates or whatever has to pay some shit, you know? I don't know the specifics, but I think with like some translucent, transparent gates around the lanes, you could make like camping and these like annoying like supports that are like permanently ganking everywhere, like you could nerf that stuff. Because if you're in the receiving end of this stuff, there's not much counterplay to it. Like you'll just watch your own teammates like AFK, your support will be AFK 2v1, your jungler will be AFK 1v0, and their jungler and support will be like permanently like 2v1ing you or 3v1ing you. So I think this could bring more balance so that you're not too dependent on your teammate. Anyways, that's going to be it for me. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Please rate, comment, subscribe. This has been number 2582, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.